This podcast is rated G for general audiences. All ages admitted. Mission consistent.
See this
Can we
thing?
just get this done?
So
I don't know,
we're
probably
really
be a short
watching.
one. I didn't read any book. There's no book to read.
That's good.
That is
Yeah.
good.
I'm
Right?
just going to talk like this too the whole time.
Yeah.
What? You
This
talk like
is,
that?
this is the COVID episode.
That's my thing.
Hey.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm recording.
Snuggle in front of the
Guanyama
fire and just deal with our illnesses.
Yeah.
Oh, you got an illness, John?
I'm just sick in the head.
Sick
so
in the
it's all
head.
good.
You got
Yeah.
any body sickness, John, or
Yeah.
just head sickness over
No.
there?
No, I have children.
Oh, right. That's a sickness.
External
It's chronic.
sicknesses.
Chronic cough. Yeah.
So this is going to
All
be
right,
the
so what are we
beginning.
doing?
So someone else.
Yes,
So
it
I
is,
have
but-
COVID, so I'm going to be very quiet this episode. I'm going to talk really close to the microphone. You guys want to?
So we're all gonna
who
do
wants
that.
to take the Who wants to take the hosting reins?
Welcome
for an
to the
Mission
episode?
Mission
hosting. Are you
250
really
Filmcast.
that bad? Yeah.
I don't want to test it.
Just settle
Welcome
down.
to the Mission 250 Filmcast. I am
Grab
Denny.
yourself
I
a
am
hot
TC,
cup of cocoa.
your host for today because Denny is sick.
Yes,
What are we doing today, boys?
The Lion King.
Oh, the movie The
Okay.
Lion King. It's a circle of life, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because, they eat the antelope and then but when they die, they become the grass and the antelope eat the grass.
That's right.
So it's just like,
All I know is I sent Denny a funny gif of Simba just getting tossed
I
from
laughed.
the mountains.
I laughed at that pretty good.
I saw that one. That was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. Rafiki just, see you later, buddy.
See ya.
Yeah. So this is a really simple synopsis here.
Can I do the synopsis?
Yeah,
do the
no, you're
synopsis.
sick. No, you cannot.
Okay,
You
John, it's your turn.
stand
It's your
down.
turn.
Gotcha.
It's your turn.
Okay. Lion Prince Simba and his father are targeted by his bitter uncle who wants to ascend the throne himself.
That's
That's
Scar.
it.
It says Lion Prince Simba and his father are targeted by his bitter uncle who wants to ascend the throne himself. Yep.
I
that's
got
it.
questions.
What do you got? What do you got?
Wait, what do you got?
Why do we all just assume that the way things are the correct way, and that the down and out brother in this whole breed of hyenas who are just for some reason second class citizens are just shunned eating like uncooked leftovers,
Because the
and the lions
animals need to
classism
stay
works.
where they
the
are.
lions
in
are
their
just
side of the track.
deserve it because they're born
Because
that
when
way.
you let them
Yes,
take
exactly.
over, it's just chaos because they have no
Right.
government, no organization. So when you let the dark animals take over,
Exactly.
it's just going to be
You let the
bad
blonde
for
animals
everybody.
eat everything and the weather is good,
That's right.
but you let the dark skinned animals eat the other same animals, then
right,
the
right,
weather
right,
gets
right,
bad.
right.
That's what
Right.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then you got the funny,
it just so
funny
happens
pig thing,
that,
and then the weird
yeah.
little ferret thing, and it's
Right.
it's
The-
comedy,
the
really.
two principal, you had three principal hyenas. One was black, one was Hispanic, and the other was just an idiot. That's your representation. Like, those are your hyenas.
yeah.
Great.
But you can't. That's not a. But then James
I mean,
Earl
dude,
Jones
you've all
was
watched-
Mufasa.
you've all
I know
watched
James
the
Earl
science
Jones
shows.
was insanely majestic, right? So yeah, I mean, but they could have been rednecks too. You could have had it's the same theme. It's like here's they're just these people here who don't know what they're doing and are just vicious. So you could apply it to if they were just ignorant rednecks or whatever. You
I
could
mean,
have had that happen. Same
you've
thing.
seen the National Geographic. The hyenas are the worst.
Oh, are they? I had no idea. Are they?
Yeah.
I was reading
Yeah.
up about hyenas. Apparently, lions and hyenas are pretty equal when it comes to like scavenging. Like they scavenge the
Oh,
same
yeah,
amount,
yeah.
and they fight each other for each other's
They fight
scraps
each other for
equally.
it. Yeah.
Like they're pretty similar creatures. It's just like
but do the
hyenas are
lions?
just
Don't the lions always win?
no. Hyenas are greater numbers, so like depends
right,
on the pack.
The pack animals are
Yeah.
True.
So.
Which they kind of show in the movie, really.
Yeah, they
Right.
just need better organization. Is all
Yeah.
they need.
Well, do you want to go? Who wants to go first here? Or does somebody?
I recall TC saying he really liked this movie.
I like The Lion King.
Let's talk,
Yeah.
TC. Tell us all about it.
Really. So when I was a kid, I used to love listening to the soundtrack. That's what I really liked. But the movie's pretty straightforward too. Like when you get into it, you're like, okay, I understand. This is the writing scheme, right? Like you can kind of it figures itself out immediately, right? It's like, oh, this is the lion. It's not going well for the little lion.
Yeah.
It's gonna be better soon.
Yeah.
But then he's gonna have to go through some shit,
but
and then he's got a little
dad
love
dies.
here.
Holy
But
shit. Traumatic.
right, dad's
That
gonna
was
die.
totally
Oh my god.
traumatic.
Yeah, it was like perfectly. It was literally the book I'm reading. It was like all the different things. It hit all the different points perfectly. And obviously, not like, I mean, you could pretty much, as I was watching it again this time, I was like, I know exactly where this is going. I haven't seen this in 15 years, It's a pretty straightforward kids movie that has really, funny little lion and a funny little Timon and Pumbaa. I don't know. It's such an innocuous movie. I don't care one way or the other for it. But I know that when I was a kid, I loved it. So there's still some of that in there for me. So I didn't dislike watching it again, but not so sure I'd need to one more time. So what do you think, John? You have kids. Did you watch it with them?
Yeah, we skipped that sort of dad dies part.
What?
But otherwise, it's really good.
How do you edit that down? Where did you chop?
Fast forward.
Sort of. He's just like, something happened, and he's off in the wilderness on his own. So he'll come back though.
So do they watch like the majority of the Wildebeest part, or as soon as that starts, you like just cover their eyes and hit the fast forward button until he's like with Timon and Pumbaa?
They were fine. We didn't, it just sort of happened that we were like done with dinner. So it's like, we can stop this. We'll just pick it up and just shoot it forward 20 minutes, and nobody will ask any questions, and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
and that's what happened.
Worked.
And the next
That's
night,
perfect.
Hey, you want to watch more of that show? Sure.
And then
they're fine.
Hey, look, he's just on his own now. It's weird.
Yeah. So that was about it.
Yeah.
But man, I remember. Do you guys remember seeing the trailer for the first time? So the trailer, Nikki had to remind me of this. The trailer of the film was that whole first opening sequence, right until you have the boom Lion King title. That was the trailer for the movie. That whole thing.
It's a long ass trailer.
I remember,
it is a long trailer.
But I remember being knocked out by that because talk about, I know I'm the old man who likes the first part of the movie, but if I were to talk about like the very first like seconds of a movie being totally awesome, the sunrise with the African singing is so fucking good.
Yeah. If you were to talk about that, that's like half of all we ever talk about is how good the beginning of movies are.
I know, but this one I think is the top, like in terms of the very first
good,
seconds being as good as like this is like the distilled like as good as possible very first bit.
Yeah.
So because that singing is just I never heard anything like that.
It's a good opening montage.
There's like blues to it, I guess, that you could like say it's kind of like, but man, it sounds so like powerful and soulful.
It dictated a lot of the movie. They actually had a different intro lined up, but then they heard Hans Zimmer's score there, and then he gave him the whole thing, thinking they were going to chop it up, but then they didn't. They just made the entire intro the entire song, and then edited around it because they thought the song was so good.
That's the guy that did the African parts.
Did he work with Hans Zimmer?
Yeah. Hans Zimmer, there was this quote from the Lion King wiki here. So we have the Lion King wiki, where it's a Hans Zimmer quote where he says, when Disney approached me to compose the soundtrack for the Lion King, I knew exactly who I wanted to work with. And I just had to about send search parties in the African bush to find Lebo. He is the movie.
Oh, wow.
That's funny. He's giving credit to this guy. He was not mentioned on the commentary track. All they talk about is Hans Zimmer. So
really?
He got all the credit for that. Well,
right,
him and
Hans is Hans.
Lebo
Hans
Meraki is a South
Hans.
American composer who's famous for arranging and performing music for the Lion King film series and stage productions.
Wow.
So Hans Zimmer won Best Music Original Score, and nobody else got nominated. Like, he was the only person on that award.
It's probably because he's got that other guy's just like a consultant.
Yeah.
The score is still owned by Hans. So
on paper, it was Hans's score, but Hans was ripping this dude off left and right, probably.
Well, no, he probably just got input from him.
Yeah, he's ripping him off.
That too.
So he was in '92. So Lebo was hired to form and conduct the African choir that sang for the movie, and his voice, Lebo's voice, is the first voice from the film. So that's his voice. Not only was he the conductor and composer or formed the choir, that's him singing.
There's only one person singing, isn't it? Like a whole bunch of people singing.
That very first voice that you hear, and that's not a whole bunch of people right at the very beginning. It's a singular voice. Yeah, that's a single voice.
Yep. Yep.
Yes. Denny, go ahead, go listen. I'll wait. It's only it doesn't take long.
That's okay.
Come on.
That's okay.
It's a single fucking
Well,
voice.
I mean, the way that I think of it is that the guy's singing on Hans Zimmer's tracks, right? So it's his deal,
right.
And then
he's just the guest.
He's brought in someone to help him build the score.
Hans Zimmer is the P. Diddy or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, the producer. Right.
But I think that, like you said, it sets
Do you think
the tone
Hans
of the
Zimmer's
movie.
ever been compared to P. Diddy before this? I don't think so.
Probably not.
It's not like Hans Zimmer. Well, I mean, I guess he's probably got amazing musicians that
No,
he
it's
works
just
with
funny
that
the
we don't
one
know
you
of,
picked. The person you picked had to be.
Well, I don't
P.
know
Diddy.
who's another really good star producer.
I
I've
know.
only
We
guessed.
don't
I
even.
know.
I just thought it was hilarious. Just like looking next to each other, Hans Zimmer and P. Diddy with all his fur on.
Is that out of date? Like, who's modern for that sort of thing?
I have no idea, dude. I'm old.
I'm older.
The Weekend.
I had to get
The Weekend.
I had to take a
Weekend.
leave and
The
Advil
Weekend.
every day when I was in Boston because it was walking was hurting my knees. So, yeah. But I thought it's good. There's a good opening score.
Agreed.
So, Denny, go ahead. Just shit all
Is that
over
it? You're
Let's
just
see
going
what
to
you
talk
got.
about the first 3 minutes, John? That's your review?
Oh, you want more? No. I'll say more. There's a lot of really good. The scenery is beautiful. There is a lot of really good comedic moments in the film. Like a lot of really good like slapstick stuff that's really well done. And I forgot about all that. I haven't seen this in quite a while, and so I really laughed. I really remembered how funny this is, and Nathan Lane is brilliant, and Jeremy Irons is fucking crushes it. I mean, he could do it. And his voice is just like so amazingly good. I mean, just sounding so like annoyed and pissed off and sly and British. He's just amazing. I mean, I think like as a bad guy voice, he's way up there as just being fucking good.
Why is he British and his brother is American?
Couldn't
Well,
tell ya.
because the bad guy. Same thing with the Empire, and the rebels. They're all the Empire British. You get like this extra layer of sinisterness if you've got this like amazing British accent going on top of it. I don't know. It just makes you seem also more scary because you sound smart.
I think you're onto something there.
I mean,
John.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I was like, it's even more frightening.
That
'cause
actually does check out.
Yeah.
In my mind.
I don't know. It just sounds more like,
It does.
they're scary and they know it. They're also pretty smart, so we're in big trouble.
Yeah,
here.
right. Like he really laid that sentence out well. So
Yeah.
Isn't it
it's
weird
gotta
though
be
how like
powerful.
we listen to like him and like his different accent and they're supposed to be brothers, but if he had like a German accent, we wouldn't be able to accept it at all. We'd be like, what the hell is going on here?
It would be seen as maybe overly stereotypical in a nasty way, like with all the high step and the Nazi sort of analogy that you can make with his high step and hyenas. So yeah, I think that.
Did you
it
fast
would've
forward
been
through
a
that
little
part,
different.
John? Was that too much?
Nah, it's okay.
Nah, it's
I don't
just the
think we can
dad
say
dying.
Did you point at
Gets
the
a lot
TV
of
and
those
say,
illusions.
those are Nazis?
So these are fascism. This is fascism.
That's called a goose
This
step.
is what we're worried about. But then again, you worry. It's like, but what about all the the dark animals not getting what they want? It's also confusing. But they're the fascists. But I don't know. I don't know how it all balances out. Circle of life.
This movie does not work if you try to like figure out metaphors
I
for
know.
humans.
No,
It's like
I know.
they're animals. Like there's
Right.
no
Let it be-
metaphors here.
Exactly. No. That's I agree with that. I think because again, I think there's a lot of well done sequences. The musical numbers are great. It's just a really entertaining film. And I think the score is what I still love more than anything about it. I love the sort of the way they sort of mixed in the African music in there. And yeah, it's just really cool. So I mean, it holds up well. I mean, you're right. Once you go into if you try to take it and say, well, what does that mean if this is allegorical in any way, and then it gets messy and stupid, and it's like it's just cartoon dudes. It's okay,
right?
It's just like, all right, we'll just say it's
this wasn't meant to pick apart. This was meant to just kind of watch.
The problem is,
go.
they do this they do add this circle of life philosophy. So it's like and then the competing philosophy of Hakuna Matata. So they try to make it look like these animals are living by some kind of code. And
right.
So maybe
Which
then
isn't
you
the
think
case.
about what does that mean for people? Or I don't know, but it still is. I just find it immensely entertaining and
Same.
and just very well done. And again, I still the thing that stuck out this time, I just forgot how funny it is. I forgot about the funny parts.
Timon
there's just
and-
like Timon and Pumbaa, also
They're just too
Zazu,
much.
how he always gets he always gets smacked around.
Yeah, I know.
He's always like getting
and they're
beaten
always
up.
playing jokes on him and shit.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
I found it thoroughly enjoyable. I think you're right, Denny. It's just like I don't want to read any allegory into this. I don't see it as trying to do anything like that or say anything. I think it's just telling a story, and it's a good one.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You know who plays
Yep.
Zazu? I didn't recognize him.
No.
Who plays that?
Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean
Oh,
himself.
no way.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that's awesome.
It's pretty
Really?
weird, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Wow, I had
He
no
sounds
idea.
so normal when you don't look at him.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed. I never even. Oh, hey, what's going on, buddy? Hello. Okay, I will bring him back up. What's going on, buddy? Wait. Would you like to say hi to my friends? No. Oh, okay. Hold on. Say hello. Say I gotta go to bed now.
I don't want to go to bed.
Go to bed.
Ow. What?
Go to bed.
Ow.
TC's telling you gotta go to bed.
Go to bed.
What?
Can I get...
I'll bring him up. Sorry.
Go to bed.
No.
Go to bed.
I am right. Because
Don't yell.
that's
Don't
not...
yell. Shh, don't yell. Don't yell. You're yelling.
This is why because, don't go to bed because this is simple. Because the floor is lava again.
That's what.
And don't go to bed because of lava. And this is the final level. And Hazel way. Oh,
Hey,
this is...
Alex. Hey, we watched The Lion King. Do you remember The Lion King?
Yeah.
Did you like that film?
Go to bed.
Can you tell them about what happened?
No.
Go to bed.
So this is like the beat the bar and beep boo and beep boo and this is the reason.
You can do it again
I
later.
don't want to
Okay,
go.
say goodbye to my friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Come on now. I'm gonna have to help him get to bed.
Yeah,
real
go,
quick.
go,
I'll be
go.
right back.
That's funny.
You got this?
I don't know what he said.
You go up? No, you're not. See?
Nope.
I don't think you made any sense.
I got none of it.
nothing. No coherentness at all.
Do you think John can understand it?
No, nobody's got any understanding.
I don't know. Maybe John has he's like interpreted whatever language that is.
All right, guys. Sorry about that.
All right, back in action.
So, John, a question for you. Did you understand any of that?
Yeah, did you understand any of that?
Bits of it. So he likes the Floor of Lava game show that's on Netflix.
Okay.
So he's watched that a lot, and then he's talking about his friend Hazel at school.
Yeah,
and
I told
then
you,
some of the
TC.
Lion King.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
John
some
did
of the
understand.
Lion
Me and him
King
didn't
got
get a word of
folded
it.
in there a little. Yeah, he's also really tired. When he gets tired, he gets really loopy.
Yeah.
So like at
Yeah,
bedtime,
yeah.
he just starts going nuts.
Nuts. Yeah. That's
He's
true.
just-
Yeah, my nephew's like that too.
Yeah.
When he starts falling or he starts running around in circles and eating shit, you're like, all right, that's it. It's time for bed.
Yeah, it's like he just is like no
Yeah.
longer a person almost.
Yeah,
He's just
right.
we can't
Yeah.
control him or anything. He just needs
Yeah.
to go to bed.
Yeah.
So
My nephew fell the other day at the arcade aisle, like whatever it was, and he ate shit all by himself, like
Oh.
slipped head first. And he's like, someone pushed me. And I'm like, no, dude, that was all you, my man. It was like you ate shit all by yourself there. Spun around too fast and then slipped. Boom.
Oh man.
But anyway, all right, back to the Lion King.
Back to the
Back to
Lion
Lion
King.
King. Where were we? Oh, you were saying it was Rowan Atkinson, that's great.
Right.
It was. I had. I mean, now I can kind of place it a little when I think of the voice. I
Yeah.
can see him doing it, but I still. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, would not have expected
Yeah.
that at all. So, anyways, what else we got?
You got anything
Oh,
else,
yeah.
John?
No, other than I really enjoyed it. I had there's some fun trivia to be had on the whole Lion King versus Kimba stuff. So I can talk
What
about
is
that
Kimba?
just briefly.
What's Kimba?
Oh, you don't know about Kimba?
The Japanese story?
Yeah. The Kimba was
Didn't they try to
Leo the
sue
lion.
Disney or something like that?
Well, yeah. So there's a bunch of videos on the net that show these supposed similarities. But this is like comparing The Lion King with a Kimba film that came out after The Lion King. Like a fair amount of those comparisons actually are with the movie that was made after The Lion King. So there's a lot of these videos, and there's this supposed controversy about it. And it's just ridiculous because you could watch it and be like, holy shit, Disney totally ripped this off. And the lion's named Kimba, and it's this white lion, and the bad guy has a scar in his eye and is the bad uncle, and there's some bad hyenas. So you can sort of like watch these videos that are online that have like millions or tens of thousands of views and be like, holy shit, Disney really ripped them off. And there's this great video. I don't know if you've heard of Your Movie Sucks. YMS. But if you look at YMS Kimba the White Lion, it completely debunks most of this. It's like a 2-hour video because he sat down and watched Kimba, which is like 3,000 hours or 3,000 minutes of footage. Sorry. So it's like about 50 hours.
Wait, what?
Because it's the Kimba movie. It's a TV series. There's movies. It was a manga.
Oh, wow.
So it was a whole shitload of
So
content
way more
there.
stuff involved than just the one movie.
Oh, yeah. And so, like, you could cherry pick certain things from this series that went all over the place. He said it's like The Simpsons. It's like the Kimba did everything a lion could possibly do in the jungle setting. So it's really not hard, especially when just every episode was like its own thing with different things happening and different characters all the time. So like one episode has a warthog, and the warthog looks a little bit like Pomone. So there you go. There's the warthog, right? And you see the warthog walking from behind. And so that's one of the clips that they'll show in these videos. And again, he goes on for like, he said, I watched all this shit. So now I'm going to tell you. It's kind of an amazing piece of like him actually doing the work and like watching this stuff and then coming back and saying, the comparisons that are made that are out there are comparing this in film that came after The Lion King. So yeah, there's some remarkable similarities there for sure.
But The Lion King was first.
Yes. So yeah, and so certainly Kimba influenced. There's no doubt that it was so popular in Japan that there's some influence there, and that's totally fine.
So they just took the story and ran with it, and then made a whole new situation.
Yeah, there's
basically.
but it's it was wildly popular in Japan. The guy who created it is called like the Japanese Walt Disney, and I mean, so there's probably some similarities there, but again, these. It's really annoying because these videos are, there's all these stories out there and these videos are still up there. And one of the like prominent one is like, they still keep the video up, right? But then they put a comment in there. Oh, sorry. I sort of, when I researched this, I accidentally thought that this movie came out earlier than it did. And that's it. But the comments, so he puts a comment there at the front, but then he still is happy to get the views.
So that's kind of lame.
But yeah, so it was kind of lame because I saw those. I thought I was going to talk about this controversy until I happened to be like, when we were going to start the podcast earlier and I was poking around more and found the YMS video. And he just goes into such detail that it's just like, within like 10 minutes of watching it, you're like, okay, this person actually did their homework and showed that it's really not as big of a deal as everybody thinks it is.
That's weird. That's how easy it is online to have.
It totally is. Yeah, it's so easy to be fucking persuasive because you've got these videos and then you have these blog articles that embed the video, right? And so you don't even see fucking like.
So you don't go to the page and you don't go to talk about it. You just see this video on another opinion site, right? Yeah.
So then it's just on. I mean, I read like there's an article on plagiarism.com, the Hollywood Reporter. There's all of these sort of online articles about this shit that then will reference these videos that then are actually, even with at least that one video that was so popular, the person says, I'm sorry, this was mistaken. Sorry, not sorry, because you're still fucking leaving it
You're still
up
getting
there.
the views, and that's probably getting you something.
Right. You're not taking it down, so.
And you're not prefacing it in the title.
Right.
Which is what you should be doing.
Right.
The text is outside of the video itself.
Yeah.
It's in the comments.
Text is in like the comments or like the block that's below it. So if you just embed the video or watch the video, you won't see it.
You won't know that. Responsible shitheads on the internet.
Yep. I'll tell you, every day that goes by, I'm less and less involved with using anything on the internet.
The YMS guy shows all these clips of these videos of people talking about it being all snarky, Kimba and Simba. And he goes into why the lion was named Simba and how that actually came about and how it's the African word for lion, and that a lot of the other names in the movie are African words for what they are, and that's just kind of the general pattern that they had going through the film. And it's like, you look at it that way, it just makes sense.
Right.
Anyway, so that was the only thing I had to contribute. But yeah.
More fuel to the fire of internet hatred. Yeah,
I guess it's
exactly.
Because I was there, I saw these videos and read these articles. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to talk about this. How did they get away with ripping it off like this? Is it just because it was in Japan and you can just sort of like, we could be like China and just rip shit off and who cares? Because nobody's going to. It's hard to get the whole legal stuff going on overseas, across continents. I don't know. So I thought I was going along with it until I happened on this other video. So I should learn from that because it says people. It's so easy to cater and make statements and make it look, and have it be clickbait and very controversial,
Yeah, right.
and anger inducing, fuck Disney,
Right,
because they made a
right.
big deal about this, The Lion King being, this is original. This is an original Disney story. This isn't Snow White, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, on and on and on. This is actually Disney's first original story in a movie. So they kind of made a deal about that. And that sort of like led the people making these snarky videos of like, Disney's lying.
Right.
But anyway,
Lion.
Yeah.
He's lying in here. Hey, whoa.
I hadn't heard that one. That one should have been one of the headlines.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
You should start writing for the Hollywood Reporter.
I should write for the Hollywood
Yeah.
Reporter.
Right. So, Denny, was your favorite character Scar?
Of course.
Okay.
Got to side with Scar.
I
Yeah.
thought it might be.
He
Right.
works for the
Yeah.
people.
He's the runt. Also, he's the runt. He didn't get to be king.
He's such a piece of
got,
shit.
I don't know how he got his scar, but and just be called Scar. That's kind of, maybe he was born with a scar.
I think
I
it's
don't
because
know.
he was beaten by his father because he wasn't the firstborn son.
That's right.
Oh, that might be it.
He had no place.
Yeah.
That's
Scar
right.
was like brought up to be nobody.
To hang
He was
with the
never going to
hyenas.
get anywhere. Never going to belong.
He's a ruffian.
Yeah, nobody accepted. Even the hyenas didn't really accept him, as we know. They just would tolerate him because of his potential power. So he had no one.
He was
Scar
their conduit to
alone.
power and food,
He was. Yeah,
He was being used.
alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
and then burned to death at
And
the
then
end.
burned to death.
Yeah.
I torn apart by hyenas. I thought, not burned to death.
It's a tragic story.
It is. It sucked to know that you're in a Disney film and you're the bad guy.
And you
'cause
die.
You're like,
Yeah.
well, no, you're going to kill. You're going to die, and you're going to have to bring it about yourself.
And nobody likes
Because
you.
it has to happen. You have to sort of commit a form of suicide in some ways. Although in this one he doesn't really, but normally, like usually like the bad guy will fall off a cliff or something. That just like, even like the hero tries to still save the bad guy as the bad guy's falling, but the bad guy, does something really mean that sort of then makes them still fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
So it just sucked to realize like, oh God, I'm the villain in the
Oh,
Disney
here
film.
comes the cliff.
I'm so fucked.
Ah, shit. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to fall off that cliff.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm just going to try to do something. They'll probably try to save
Yeah.
me and I'll do something even worse. And then
Right,
I'm
right.
just-
I'll make a big leap. I'll jump
Yeah.
real high. I'll roar. And,
How about what if I redeem myself? No, can I
no.
turn a page? Can I,
Turn a page.
can I say I'm sorry?
No, you're
No.
friends with hyenas. No one likes
Nope.
you.
No, not that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Denny, what else you got?
Anyway,
What did you guys think about that slow-mo fighting animation scene when they were like fighting and it was like jumping frames and stuff?
like Rocky.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
the
like
real
the
slow
spit
bump.
coming out of the lion's mouth.
Yeah,
I thought it was all right.
thoughts.
I thought it was okay.
That was okay.
It was okay. It was dramatic. Yeah, made it like. What did you think?
About the movie?
Well, anything
In
about
general,
that.
any of it, Denny.
It's The Lion
Yeah.
King. You can't say anything bad about it.
Right.
Sure, you can. Oh my God, haven't you been on the internet?
Uh,
Oh, no.
the people
No,
dislike
I
it
haven't.
more than just the Kimber thing.
Yeah. Oh well, I know. Yeah. Well, there's all the racist over to the classist stuff.
Oh, do people actually talk about that?
Oh God, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because God forbid it's just a movie.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, but I think my opinion on it lines up exactly with DC's. I enjoyed watching it. It's got some good songs. It made me laugh a couple times. I will never watch this movie again
Until
Right.
you have kids.
Exactly.
until I have
Exactly.
kids.
Yeah, right.
Do your kids see like the 2D animation and they think it's not as good as 3D? Or how does
That's a good
how does it
question.
like come off to them?
No, they don't. I don't know if they really distinguish that. We
Do you tell them it's new, or you have to like trick them into watching old movies, or are they just down to watch
care.
whatever?
They don't care. No. They don't. They don't think. Oh, this doesn't look good.
Oh, that's cool.
So no, I don't even think they recognize the differences or anything like that. I mean, they.
Out of the top 50 highest grossing animated movies of all time, 2 of them are 2D animated.
Right.
Oh.
This one and the Simpsons movie. Every other one is computer animated.
Well, I mean,
I didn't
they
even
can crank
really
those
think
out,
twice about
you know?
it. Did you, Dunny? It didn't really even.
I mean, I grew up with 2D stuff, and
Maybe
it
I
still
grew up,
looks
yeah.
really good. I think
Yeah.
you can kind of tell when like the computer animated stuff starts showing
Right.
itself. And
Right,
it
right.
looks okay, but it's kind of
That
like,
doesn't age as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like the exact same antelope, 5,000
Right.
Yeah,
times.
right,
Or
right. Like
anytime they
1,000
do like
times, yeah.
the pan around characters,
Right,
like the
right.
background just looks weird and digital. Like the animated stuff looks cool, but like the
Yeah.
background doesn't
Yeah.
look so good.
Right.
No, I get that.
but you have
yeah.
to really
Yeah.
study it. in order.
Yeah,
to even
it's funny. It's what
care
the
about
computer
that, yeah.
animation is. What age is it? At least, yeah. But no, the kids don't care. They like the live action stuff better than anything, though. I mean, their favorite thing lately is just the Sonic movies.
My nephew too. He can't get over it.
How was
It's
the second one? Was it a hit?
It's fine. It's totally fine. It's completely like vanilla. Not completely, but it's everything. There's action, adventure, comedy, family stuff. It's just fine. It's just like sort of like it hits a really nice spot of family entertainment. And then you have Jim Carrey as the bad guy. That's great,
True.
So, I mean, he's hamming it up, and the kids haven't seen Jim Carrey before do anything else. So to them, this is like a wholly original, freaked out guy. Whereas, like, I think for us, it's like, oh, it's Jim Carrey doing his Jim Carrey thing.
Yeah, right.
But for them, this is like, that guy is so weird. I've never seen anything like
he
that.
He is weird, though. It never was different. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's good. I thought it was just as good as the first one was.
Nice. I like the first one, so I might watch the second one.
You'll like the second.
Nice.
It's just, it's good.
Are you going to watch Simba 2?
Simba 2? What's that?
Yeah, or whatever it is. There's Lion King 2.
Oh, the Lion King, Simba's Pride.
Simba's
I think,
Pride.
Something.
Yeah.
I've never seen 2. No,
I've never seen
There's
it either.
a 3, too, isn't there?
I don't know. I didn't even know there was a
There was the 2
second
was
one.
the direct to DVD though. That was like Disney's. They're doing their
this is
their
back
B
then.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How many Lion Kings?
there was at least 2. And then
it's
there was
weird?
The live action
The
one.
live action one
I
is
know.
the
I saw the live action one on there. I was like, should we watch that one instead?
It's the highest grossing animated movie of all time.
Huh.
Isn't that insane? I forgot that movie even existed.
I didn't even know it did until I saw it next to it on Disney.
Animated movie of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not live action, the 3D one that
The
looks
3D,
like it's live action.
almost live action.
It's considered animated, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I had no idea. Not
I
seen
started
guess.
it because I didn't pick the right one, and it didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Wait,
immediately
it's-
obviously, and I was like, "What the fuck? The hell is this?"
I'd like to watch it just to see it. I haven't. I'm sure I can check it out.
How was it, TC?
I turned it off because I was like, "We got to be watching
Oh.
the original."
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not obvious on Disney. They had
Right.
2 versions, and so I just clicked on one, and I was like, "What the hell?" I didn't know they even did one like that. So, shows
there's
how much
odd
I'm paying
stuff.
attention.
Have you guys seen the Rescue Rangers movie?
The
No,
old one?
No. There's a brand new Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers movie on Disney
Oh, really?
Plus too. It is odd. It's funny. it goes places that I would not think they would go with the Disney film.
oh wow,
I'm not saying it's the best film ever or anything, but it goes in some strange places that you're like, wow, I can't believe Disney would allow this.
Like where?
So
I
it's sort
can't
of
even.
worth
I want an
I don't want to
example.
necessarily give it away because
I'm not sure it's going to be high on my queue.
You want me to tell you? Just spoilers for that
kind
movie then,
of.
if anybody
Are
wants
you
to
going to
know.
watch this one, TC? Are you a big Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers fan? I know you are. Don't lie to me,
Okay,
dude.
well, I'll tell you the 2 things that I thought were particularly fun. The movie just has all kinds of inside jokes the whole time. But one thing, you remember with the Sonic movies, they had the first Sonic that did not go over well. Like before the Sonic movie was released, they showed this trailer and the Sonic had like human teeth. And everybody just like freaked out and said, this is really ugly. So one of the characters in the Chip and Dale movie is Ugly Sonic. Because they're like doing doing the circuit of like
Can they do that? Won't they get sued or something?
There they are. I don't know, but they have they're like doing like the Comic-Con circuit or whatever, like because they're like I forget which one of it was Chip or Dale. I think it was Dale. Dale's like doing that circuit. Chip's a businessman, and so they're doing like the sort of B-list kind of stuff. So he's there, and Ugly Sonic is there. It's just as a character, and there he is with his ugly teeth. It was pretty awesome. And then the bad guy is Peter Pan.
What?
He not
I can see why you said this is kind of odd.
Is it because he kidnaps children in the middle of the night?
No, that's the Flash.
He kidnaps Toons and ships them overseas and makes them do off-brand films for profit.
What?
Yeah. And he's old.
How high
and
were the people that
fat.
made this movie?
I know. It's like, but I couldn't believe it. It's like,
Yeah.
really? They're letting, you got Peter Pan here as the bad guy. I don't know. It's just so.
Now I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch it.
It
now.
was entertaining enough for what it was. I was surprised.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
Sounds odd.
And Chip
Really odd.
is like stays 2D while Dale has 3D surgery. And so Dale is 3D. And then they're even commenting on it like, wow, he got 3D
hilarious.
surgery.
What the hell?
I want a commentary
just-
track. Just listen to how high these guys were when they came up with this idea.
It just goes places I never thought
You
you'd
get
see like a Disney
surgery
movie go.
to become
Yeah.
3D. That's
Right.
hilarious.
Oh, that's
Right.
weird.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that is odd.
It's pretty cool.
Someone was stoned. Someone was real stoned.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have like high expectations for it, but you're just like, we were watching this. The kids we were like, Nikki and I were just like, wow, really? They're doing this. So yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
Well, that was better
Anyway,
than The Lion King.
there's
That
a
was
little-
honestly more entertaining than The Lion King was. And all I did was
Yeah.
hear about it.
Yeah, there you go.
How many times do you guys think you've watched The Lion King?
Were you guys one of the families that bought the VHS?
Oh yeah,
100%.
The big,
100%.
big
Oh, yeah.
plastic,
The thick one?
squishy, semi-squishy.
Oh yeah, I watched that movie
case.
over and over again. I used to sing
Yeah.
in the car with the headphones on, the songs,
Yeah.
and my brother and sister would be like, "Would you stop?" And I'd be like, "In the circle," you know. So yeah, I watched this thing probably thousands of times.
Nice.
This is the
When I
highest,
started- yeah.
probably a record to never be broken, highest VHS sales of all time.
Damn,
55 million cassettes.
Wow.
where did they all go? To the ocean?
We still have
I don't
ours.
know.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's like a memorabilia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a bunch
I don't
of
have any VHS.
Disney ones.
See, when we moved out of our house, we threw everything away. Damn, I wish I had kept the Lion King. That's a
You had all the white plastic thick ones of all the ones you bought, and then you had all
Yep.
the blank ones on the side that had like 10 other Disney movies you ripped off the
right that
television.
you ripped and you just recorded. Yeah,
With the commercials intact. So you have
Yep.
like old
Yep.
Jenny Craig commercials in there, and
Yep.
like super old
Badass.
Capri Sun commercials and Chuck E.
nice.
Cheese.
Oh, all the good stuff. Oh well, now we're old.
Now we're old and everything is free on the internet.
Yeah,
Everything is
right.
CG.
Yep.
Anyone else have thoughts on the movie? I got commentary stuff.
No,
Yeah.
got none. Let's
Not
move
really.
on.
Commentary. This one was pretty worth it. If you guys like commentary, which you don't, it's definitely worth
Right.
watching.
Right.
It was the producer and the two directors of the movie.
Okay.
They said they ripped off Hamlet and the Old Testament. Those are like the two basis, I guess, novels or whatever the hell you want to
I
call them for the
guess. I don't
story.
know.
Really?
I don't know.
guess.
That's what they said.
Whatever. Yeah, good for you, Shakespeare.
Yeah.
He didn't. Scar didn't move in on his mom. Oh, maybe it was implied. I don't know. I mean, that was kind of a big deal with Hamlet.
He kind of did,
Uncle,
didn't he?
Uncle kills his father and sleeps with his mom.
How else are they going to procreate the pride there, John?
I guess so. I guess they didn't have to like
Didn't have
a kid's
to
movie.
spell it out,
point it
but I
out.
guess it's
No.
kind of in the
I guess
implication.
you could say it's implied there.
Maybe.
Questioning the appropriateness.
Hamlet's whole thing is him slowly going insane, debating whether or not to kill his uncle and everything. I mean, that's
I guess that's kind of.
That's kind of what this is, because Timon and
Kinda
Pumbaa
close.
didn't exist. It was just Simba all by himself in the desert oasis, slowly going crazy, imagining friends, eating bugs, and then plotting to kill his uncle.
So, I
right,
guess
all
maybe
right.
you got all right. So that's right.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. When you put it like that, Denny.
I guess so. Well,
It's deeper
but
than you
then
thought,
he
John.
ends up
Darker
killing
and
killing
deeper.
everybody, including himself. I mean, Hamlet doesn't end well. It's not a good ending. Not a happy ending there. Everybody dies except for some roving reporter guy.
This isn't a happy ending either. The guy who tried to help the people gets
he
eaten
gets
by
back
the
on the
people.
rock and roar. He's
and
good.
then the new one's born.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it's fine.
good.
It's happy.
He's
ending.
good.
Yay, more inbred royalty to rule everything. That's good.
No. I mean, Nala's not family.
Are you sure of
Is
that?
she?
There's only like 30 lions in this entire world, and they all live in the same place.
I don't know. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so Hamlet and what else? The Bible, huh? So what about the Bible? Well, it's
I
kind
don't
of
know.
a big book, I don't know.
I think
there
There's a lot in the Bible.
The Pride Rock in there. You guys ever read the Old Testament?
Fuck no.
Was there a lion on a rock?
I don't know. I didn't read it. John, did you
I don't
read
know what
it?
you mean
I
lion and a
didn't
rock
read it.
on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know of any.
I'd open
there's
it to make it
only
look like I
lion-
read it,
know,
but I didn't
remember the
actually read
story
it.
of like Daniel and the lion's den. I don't remember the details.
Is that
but
a
there were
Bible?
Yeah, it's the Bible, but I don't remember the details there. But that's the only lions I ever knew of in the Bible. What else is going on in the Bible? What is that like? I get his son. Is that mean Simba's Jesus? Because
There you
his
go.
dad's in the cloud, but the dad died, not Jesus. But Jesus is the one that dies in the Bible,
Some
not
Chronicles of
yeah.
Narnia shit going on there.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't seem to follow any.
Yeah,
of
I'm
the,
not sure.
the
I
known
can't
Bible
understand
plots
that.
there.
Where
Which
did they
part
get that?
did they say? Which
Yeah.
parts of the Bible?
No.
No.
I'm sure they
Just
haven't
the
read it
Bible.
either. They just name dropped the Bible just to cover
They
themselves.
might
You
have.
know,
They might have.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
God was an influence.
Yeah, right.
Shakespeare.
Yep.
And then there's us. There's God and Shakespeare. I don't know. Maybe
Then there's us.
Then us.
Yeah. Nailed it, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
100%.
The skies were 2D flat paintings, and they were skewed and moving with computers. This is the first movie to have the CAPS system, which modernized animation. It basically lets people actually hand animate, but then layers them digitally as opposed to having to take like photographs of the layers of the animation on
you
top of it.
You mentioned that before in another film that we watched, I think.
They said it was the first time they used it.
Well, it's
was that
the first
in
one. We might have watched a slightly newer film that may have made a lot of use of it because I remember
Toy Story?
detailing.
I think it was Toy Story.
No,
Maybe?
Toy Story wasn't hand drawn. Toy Story was all computer, wasn't it?
Oh, was it Princess Mononoke?
Oh, maybe that might be right. That makes sense because you've described this process before. That's
Yeah, because I know that like the last big budget animated movie to do it the old school way without computers was The Little Mermaid, and Beauty and the Beast had like digital technology, but it wasn't the CAP system. Whatever the hell system that is that Disney used
It's
for
like
a while.
competing system.
Yeah, like they actually had a software for this movie and then used it until they started doing, computer animated only stuff.
Yeah.
Huh. It's interesting.
So they had different animators for different characters, which is kind of sweet. It kind of makes sense, but like I never thought about it. Like one
You could have
person
your
did
own
all the
style.
Scar
End to end.
animation. One
Is
person
that
did,
common?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like an
I
interesting
like
way to
that.
go
It's
about
like-
it,
it's-
though.
well, but
yeah,
I
you
like it.
start
Then
and
you
finish
can
one
give it-
person. Makes sense.
Yeah, but you give it your own. Then each character has its own style.
Unique
to it,
style,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, because that person
Like the
is animating
movements
it.
are going to be a little
Right,
bit different,
right.
which makes sense, and that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, it also makes sense from a work perspective. Like, it's much better when people
Yeah.
can start and finish things through
Well,
the
that's
end.
true. Like, yeah,
You start passing shit off to other people. People don't do what they're supposed to.
But
Things
then you
get
have
lost
to
in the mix.
collaborate a lot more with like if you're doing a scene with two characters, then you have to
all right,
like
not just one person doing all of it. You've
right.
gotta,
Like you have
you've
this,
gotta like
the scene where like Simba and Scar are like interacting and walking around each other on the rock. Those are like two totally different animators that have to animate around the other
Each other.
person's animation.
So how do they do
But
that?
isn't that
Like,
isn't that
how do they-
easier though than saying having four?
Well, no, because
don't know.
if you have them interact, like okay, Simba's taking a swipe at Scar or whatever. Like, how are they doing that in tandem? Are they both drawing each?
Maybe
They
they
must be
kind
both
of
in the
together
same
and-
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
they didn't go into it.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but it sounds. I mean, I think most of it sounds like it would be easier, but some of it would be harder. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would be easier because you're not having multiple people trying to do one thing. You're just
Yeah.
having one
It's like,
person
no,
do
no,
one
Scar
thing.
wouldn't move
Yeah.
like that. It's like I know. I did all the other ones. I know what Scar would do.
Right.
I am
And that's just
Scar.
a lot. Yeah,
Fuck
yeah, yeah.
you.
Exactly. Just
Yeah,
like
the
that,
two,
John.
the animators
That's-
end up really fighting.
Yep.
And it's like that'd be a great movie.
Edit Bay 204. There's just
You
a
got too
bloodbath.
much in his character. Yeah. Stabbing each other with their
Yeah,
pins.
yeah. Don't you tell me how Scar would look. I am Scar. Yeah,
I am the Scar. I was born to
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah. And one guy's like, but I'm the bird, and I'll tell you what I think. And, the whole goes on there. Yeah.
Poor Zazu. Whoever the animator was Zazu is, he probably got like beat up all the time and knocked over.
Exactly. Shut
all
up,
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
His stool kicked out from under him.
Jeremy Irons and Rowan Atkinson didn't want it. They were approached and didn't want to do it because they didn't want to do animated movies. They feel like
Oh.
both of them have like faces that are why they're famous.
That are like their brand.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But then the script
and this wasn't a big thing then.
right.
Like the animation movies. That
Yeah.
wasn't
Not to
hit
have
off
that's true. Like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, they did not have like high profile names in those films. I don't think. Well, some Angela Lansbury was Beauty and the Beast, but like Little Mermaid, it's not like the stars were big.
We're branded already with their
Right.
own
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So that kind of like might also have been that now it's a little more common and
It's a lot
maybe
more common. Yeah.
easy money, right? For if you part of what you sell the film, it helps you sell the film. But that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got what's his name from Parks and Rec playing Mario, and then you got
Oh, yeah.
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. That's going to be good.
Yeah, that'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
still think
huge.
the first
Fun.
Mario Brothers movie is such an amazing bit of like lore as far as being a bad movie with crazy shit happening. That'd be
Don
worth watching at
Leguizamo
some point.
and
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins
and
were
they're
just
both drunk most of the time.
every
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
That sounds
day,
like a good
every
time,
day.
Yeah,
I like that.
there's a lot of great stories about that film, but there's just a really, really odd movie.
So they auditioned hundreds of kids for the young Simba part, And even though he was already famous, Jonathan Taylor Thomas won without like any help or whatever. Like he wasn't hired because of his fame. He was hired because of his ability.
He was just that good?
Yeah, to do the voice and to sing too.
True. He was an all-around kid, wasn't he?
But so like he can sing, but the singing of young Simba is not him. Is not Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Why did they do that? If he's a good singer,
he's not as good as they needed him to be, I guess. Like during the tryouts, he was good, but they got a different person, which is really odd because I always thought it was him. It's a pretty close match on like the way it sounds.
Yeah. They might, that's crazy. And back then too, there wasn't as much digital audio either. So they must have really matched it well.
The kid's name was Jason Weaver, who sung the actual, like he sung "I Can't Wait to Be King." That was
wow.
That was that guy.
That sounded just like. I mean, I would have never have known if you had not told me.
Good job.
Did
Disney
Matthew
casting.
Broderick do his own singing?
He did.
It's amazing what it takes, doesn't it? Isn't it amazing what it takes to get like something like this done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the new things they tested out was they digitally animated the rotating shots of like, you know, them sitting on Pride Rock and having a conversation and having the camera move around them.
Yeah.
They would digitally animate that and then they would hand draw the scene over the digital animation frame by frame for those
like
scenes.
clean it up, or
not to clean it up, just to like use it as a framework for how an animated lion body would look if a camera panned around it. Right.
So they could just, so the computer would kind of give him like a sketch of what they should do. And
so it was still 100% hand animated, but it was just, you know,
it's tracing.
Guided. Yeah.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever you got to do to make it faster.
They claimed that this was the first movie to have a rack focus in an animated movie, which is
focus?
A rack focus is when you set focus levels to two different depths then in the shot you have like for example, like the ants on the twig in the beginning and it zooms out and blurs the ants.
So it blurs like the eye does, like
a camera lens does.
Right.
Yeah. So they did that on purpose because they thought it would, you know, give a much more cinematic look if they fake,
just like it does in a regular shot. Yeah.
So they fake camera stuff to make it look like it's like a film, which is weird because you might think that adding those things would like further remove you from the realism of things, but it actually, for some reason, it adds.
Your brain is remembered to that. Your brain is used to that.
But our eyes work that way too. I mean, so that's kind of
that's true.
Yeah.
It's like it's very much a human thing to have things in and out of focus. So, they got away with it. Look good.
Yeah. The animators used the voice actors' recorded sound to influence the animation style. So I'm sure helped to give them attitudes.
Mm-hmm.
There was one team that just added shadows to all the characters. That was their only job.
Oh, wow. The Shadow Crew.
And they actually had limited budget for the Shadow Crew. So they only added shadows on shots where you'd notice. And you can notice like some wider shots or quicker shots where there's no shadows because they budgeted out the Shadow Crew for those shots.
No way.
Yeah. And it works pretty
good.
Sorry,
guys.
Like, you're not needed on this one, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, out of the job. Computers took
I know that you were. I know that you were hoping to get that.
I
nice
was
check,
the Shadow King, man. That's all I did. I grew up
doing
trained to do shadows since I was 4 years old.
Shadows have been in my family.
Now nobody needs shadows anymore.
You just got to learn how to adapt.
Yeah, so figure out the color, man. All I do is darks.
That's funny. I don't know.
Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella, I think that's how you say his name, Timon and Pumbaa came in. They were originally cast as the two main hyenas.
Oh.
So after those guys were moved to Timon and Pumbaa because like their interactions between like the natural interactions between these two guys, that was their interaction.
Yeah.
So they're just naturally funny together for some reason. They tried to get Cheech and Chong to be the two hyenas and they got Cheech. But Tommy Chong apparently had something else going on. He couldn't be in a blockbuster Disney movie.
He was just high.
So Whoopi Goldberg was like the third pick.
That would have been hilarious. They would have had all kinds of smoking jokes and everything that they would.
Great for a kids movie.
Yeah, perfect.
Whose idea was it to put Cheech and Chong in the kids movie?
I don't know. He's got a good voice. That's all that matters.
Oh,
right?
They would. They make a good duo. They would make a great like pair. I mean, it would have been funny.
They would have had to rewritten Whoopi's character because her character was not chill and stupid.
No, her character
Chong's
was
character.
more. Yeah. So I don't know. I did like Ed. I forgot how funny Ed is. Ed was pretty funny.
So Ed, the guy who played Ed, is Jim Cummings, and it's just a guy that can laugh like that. And he did a 4-hour session, and every laugh from Ed is just from the single 4-hour session of this dude just doing crazy ass laughs. And he got paid to do that.
Well, he deserves it. Those are good laughs.
Yeah. The real sounding lion roars in this movie are a mix between a lion roar, a grizzly bear roar, and an F-16 flyby.
Whoa. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love the layer stuff.
So do I. It's
And
like you could never
it's
notice,
so
but
awesome.
like
you'd never know.
if you just recorded a line, it probably doesn't have like the low ends.
It doesn't
or
have all
whatever.
that good stuff.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like you need
I don't
some
know.
of
Have
the
you
crunch,
ever heard an actual lion roar? Because it is actually impressive.
but you might not be able to pick up
You
how
might
it
not be able
actually.
to pick it up. Yeah. Because the lion roars are actually quite. I think it was I forget where it was. It was the San Diego Zoo or somewhere.
Yeah,
where
they
it
just
was
had to
gonna
add in all the like lower end stuff
Yeah.
because how close you get into a lion with a microphone? Not
be.
close.
That's right. Yeah.
Especially when you're poking it with a stick, getting it
Yeah,
to
you might have
roar.
one of those
That's right.
parabola microphones that could do it though.
The low end on those
but-
things probably sucks though.
But the low end's not great. Right. That's really cool. I love shit like that when they layer stuff
Yeah.
and it creates a whole new sound.
Tone mats is what it is called when they add shadows to the frames. Yeah, tone mats. That's pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Tone mats. Got it. Noted.
Jeremy Irons did 10 to 20 takes per line per his request.
Mhm.
So he was a fan.
He's
really
the
getting
real
into it.
actor. Yeah.
The Wildebeests were a program. It took 3 years to create this program. Disney created it from scratch, and they basically made it. It was like a bumping program. Like the main function of the program was to get the Wildebeests to automatically animate, but
like how not only how they would run, but how they'd kind of like
avoid
jostle each other
and not
avoid
clip
each
through
other.
each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
That was
Huh.
like the biggest thing. And back
Wow.
then, I guess that was like really difficult. I know they did stuff like that for like Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers with the final battle scene. They did similar stuff to
Mhm.
CG all those people, but
But this was before
is
like
a
I mean,
first.
this happens in video games all the time now, and is a common thing that everybody, just physics and collision and all that.
Didn't
stuff.
that
But
happen?
this was like,
Video games were around before '94 too. They had collision detection there, but I guess this
but
is just
nothing had
more
to look
numbers.
very realistic.
That's
True.
I mean, you didn't have like
Because you weren't
yeah.
expecting it to, because it's a video. It's like and you're just happy to be playing it, let alone dissecting all the reasons why the thing just bounced off something.
Yeah.
That's good info, though.
When Simba was like in the during that wildebeest scene, and Simba was yelling and stuff like that, they actually threw Jonathan Taylor Thomas around the studio to get him to like make realistic yelling noises.
Nice.
Child abuse.
Yeah.
Not back then. Just normal people doing normal shit to try to get something done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the last edits or revisions to the movie was they had like the final cut. They were screening it. They were like a week away from opening day. And they noticed on the scene where Simba is running away from his home and he's running like out of the pricker bush, the briar patch, whatever the hell it is, into the desert. In the original cut of the film, that shot where he's going into the desert is he's going from right to left in the original cut. But in the one we watched, he's running to the right into the oasis. And they apparently noticed very much like later on
they
that
fucked it up.
that every other shot but that one, whenever he's going to the oasis, he's going to the right, and when he's returning home, he's going to the left. So like to keep
Just by
continuity
chance that happened.
by chance, yeah.
They were just like, "Oh my god, did you guys see that? Did you
It's
guys
like
see
why
what
is
I
he
just
going
saw?"
left?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it's just like
right.
confusing because then when he goes home, he's also going left. It's like you lose
you're
some
like, "Wait a
like
second."
spatial,
Hmm.
information or
Right,
whatever.
right.
So they literally just flipped that scene and then stuck it in the movie, and that was like the last thing they did in the movie. Just like take out that
I
one
mean,
thing, flip it, put it back
Ryan
in, and then ship it out.
Ryan said you got to watch it in the theater before you send it.
Yeah.
He did. It's one of the most important things he learned. So I can see that because sometimes you just don't see that stuff when you're editing on your little screen. You know.
And I lied to you, John. I'm sorry. I try
You lied to me?
not to lie to you, but I did about 10
You
minutes
lied to
ago,
me.
maybe 5 minutes ago.
Well, how could you lie to me?
Joe Williams is the adult Simba.
Singing.
Joe Williams, who is actually the son of John Williams, the world famous composer.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So John Williams' son is the adult Simba's singing voice in this movie.
Ah, you did
Joey
lie to
Dubs.
I
me.
did.
What a jerk.
Ah.
I
What an
apologize.
asshole.
I'm sorry.
No, it's too late. It's done.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Yeah.
We're done.
It's the first time I've ever lied to you on trivia this entire podcast, John.
Oh, are you sure?
Oh,
Are you sure?
positive.
Now,
Are you sure?
No, it's the first time you realized it.
That's
all.
right. That's right.
This is where it all starts to untangle.
Oh, jeez. I will never
I
admit
love this.
a
I love
wrongdoing.
this radio DJ voice that we have all got going on for this one.
Ready for
Better?
the last piece of trivia? I think
Yeah, last
Yes.
piece of trivia.
it's the last piece. James Old. I can't do it, guys.
Okay.
Do it.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Take three.
I got
Take
this.
three.
I got this.
You
I
got it,
this.
man. You got it. We're with you.
You got
it.
this. We got James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. That's
Okay.
his name. Got it. All right.
Okay.
First part done. He
Okay.
recorded that the ghost scene where he was a cloud in the sky with 5 microphones, and they used the recorded audio to do a surround sound with his voice, so it sounded like the voice was inside your
everywhere.
head.
Yeah. Very cool.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
That is,
Cool.
yeah, that's it.
Nice.
That's all I
Wow.
got.
Lion
I can't
King,
believe.
down and
I
out.
can't believe it. Lion King.
Why?
We're in the last 50, guys.
Isn't that
I
nuts?
can't
That's
even talk.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's okay, Danny. Don't worry. We're here for you, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm getting better enough where on Thursday I think I'll be.
And
What
what
are
exactly are we
doing
watching on Thursday?
We're doing X.
What are we watching? Yes, you guys really want to watch this one?
I don't even know anything about it still.
It's the production company
Day
that you like
24.
so much.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones. There's like the Northman. There's X. There's what was some other ones that are really good?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once, all the time. Whatever.
Don't
that-
say whatever,
which sounds-
John.
Well, I know, but it sounds.
Say whatever.
I can make fun of the title, but again, everybody everywhere says it's a good movie all
Yes.
at once, all the time.
Literally
Every
all
bit
at
of it.
once.
So that we want to watch. Yeah, we can watch X. I don't mind.
Let's just start with
it's
X.
it's gotten really good reviews.
Yeah. I'll pop that baby on tonight.
It's a slasher film. So slasher film.
Fucking A.
X it is. Early Halloween, guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is the end of the
This has been the
podcast
quiet
episode.
sleepy time hour with
That's right.
John, TC, and Denny here. We hope you
That's
enjoyed.
right. Yes.
We're going from The Lion
And-
King to a movie about
Slashing people.
pornographers
Yeah, so-
getting murdered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the 70s.
In the
so
70s.
you know,
that's right.
should be
Consistency.
interesting.
Very consistent.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
Later,
See you guys
dudes.
later.
All right. See you guys next week. Or no,
Bye.
2 days from now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. Okay.
3 days. You got 3 days, John.
2 days.
All right.
2 days. 2 days.
All right. Bye.
For now. All right. See you guys. Better get going.
Stop 'em.